Hey my friends! Hey, how's it going? Welcome to video number 23 on my journey to the old world. Well my friends, my 1,000-point game was last week. Hate to tell you friends, didn't win, but most of my army made it to round 6. God, pardon me, allergies. I'm a little raspy today. Most of my units made it to round 6. My general didn't die till the very end in a combat. Basically, we did have one mishap. Our giant fell off the table, friends. Fell off the table and broke. It would have been a lot worse. I caught it. Oh God, this leg is all jiggly too. Yeah, you can see. Oh no, look at that. Oh God, yeah, there you go. Yep, had a casualty, friend. Had a casualty. Of course, this was after the game, and I was packing it up. But he did get killed on the battlefield by a unit of knights. Oh God, didn't take long. Did not take long. But you know, it's not the giant's fault, it's mine. I misplayed it. I misplayed this giant. I should have had it on the flank of my main unit, running in tandem, instead of trying to have it on its own. The thing is I had my wizard and a unit of my bowmen right next to my my main unit of spears, because I was hoping to catch itchy nuisance on the target, which would weaken their toughness by 1d3 and their strength as well, which would make it easier for me to inflict damage on them. And also too, I had fanatics in the bowmen. Okay, my friends, fanatics, they're awesome. They're awesome. Oh God, hey my friends, thanks for watching and liking, and if you can, please subscribe. Oh, I'm so sorry my friends, that was so rude of me. You know what it is? I'm all jazzed. I'm all excited. Even though I lost, it was a good game. Farewell, giant. At least this one for a while. But yeah, my friends. Now, the thing about it is since I brought that giant, you know, I took my shamans, I made them level 1s. That really hurt me, okay? Going up against a level 2 damsel with 2 level Night Goblins was not good. I didn't get nothing through. Nothing. The only spell I stopped was with my Dispel Scroll. I was basically close to dispelling things by 1. You know, just that 1. If I would have had extra level, I would have dispelled it, you know. Well, you know, like 1 or 2 times, not every time, but at least once. So, you know, with these shamans, so, you know, twice that game, you know. But the good part about it is most of my army made it to round 6. With the exception of the Squig Hoppers, the giant, those guys didn't make it. Now, my major problem with the Bretonnians, my friend, it's far and fast, okay? The knights are so fast, they're on you like in turn, you know, on their first turn. Pretty much their first turn, they're on you, you know, the knights. And then, basically with the longbows, you know, he can shoot you, no problem, you know. So that's the problem I'm having is the longbow. So, even though I had the Squig Hoppers in there to be my fast unit to take care of the bowmen, by the time they got to the bowmen, they were such a small unit, they were ineffective, okay? They did get there, but they were ineffective because it was like 1 or 2. The bowmen also caused my Night Goblin bowmen to take a test twice, and fortunately Since I had the Night Goblin Shaman in there, I passed my leadership test. But my friends, my leadership is 5, okay? So for the Night Goblins, my general is leadership 6, and then everybody else is leadership 5, okay? So it's a sketchy army when it comes to running. So far I've been pretty lucky, you know? But not as lucky as this giant was. So what I'm taking that, my friends, is I'm taking that as a sign to bring in the giant that's meant to be for this army, okay? The little giant. Now the Squig Hoppers, you know, they did really good. You know, the problem I had with them was they were fast enough to get there. God, I'm so sorry, pardon me. They were fast enough to get there, but man, they took the shots, okay? I had like 18 shots. So pretty much my friend Jesse was shooting off 18 shots. Pow! Every time with just that one unit, you know. She had 2 unit bowmen. And with the long bow, the range is pretty far. But yeah, what was it, 36 inches? Because mine's 18, 24. I think it's 24 because mine's 18. Yeah. So that's a big difference. That's major. That's like 12 inches on me. Or more like 6. 6 inches on me. That makes a big difference. So, what I'm thinking, my friends, hold on. We're gonna do some work on my Squig Hoppers. So here's what I'm doing. So these are the fine cast guys, and what broke, my friends, is that little like jump rod, little support rod. Now I planned on cutting that off anyways, so let me show you what I'm doing. Okay, so I took a safety pin, your standard kind you use for sewing, just your basic safety pin, okay, my friends? And then what we do is we take some pliers and we bend it like this, okay? And then what we do is we end up cutting part of it and it'll go under the base like that. Right now I've got a little handy tack holding it in until I'm ready to glue it. But that's what we're doing, friends. 2, 4, 6, ouch, 8, that makes 9, this will make 10. Now you gotta be very careful with this. Now this guy already has a hole started in him on the bottom, so we gotta make sure once we got those on the bases that we have a guy on there. Now I'm gonna drill more into his body. Now the cool part about this is since I'm drilling into the body myself, I can have the Squig Hoppers be different heights, okay? So some could be lower, some could be higher. So it'll make them look like they're all bouncing. It'll add some movement to the unit. It'll be nice. Yeah, so the giant, I mean, and it really wasn't worth it because I had to sacrifice in other spots. So basically having the biggest detriment that really impacted me right away throughout the whole game was reducing my shamans from a 2 to a 1. And that really made a big difference. So we're bumping up to 1,250 now, okay? So pretty much I'll be bringing the same list again, but I'll be adding 250 points on top of it. Now, what I'm going to be doing is we're going to be making some changes, okay? We're going to be dropping the giant from the list. We're going to be bringing in 3 trolls. And then we're going to be bringing in, oh God, I think I only could bring in 1 rock lobber. Hold on. I think I'm only allowed 1 per 1,000 points. Because the problem is having the characters with the stripped down gear was really a problem. Now, character-wise, it performs really well, okay? The characters are no problem. They hold up in combat, you know, um, so it's not a problem, you know, but the level 1 against the Bretonian magic just wasn't cutting it, my friends. It wasn't cutting it. Okay, let me get to the right section. I thought I had my little bookmark in there, but I took it. It's in there. What am I talking about? It's in there. Okay. Yeah. So we're looking up rock lobbers. Let's go to the army composition page. Yeah. Per 1,000 points. So I can bring one. I can bring one rock lobber. So let's make some adjustments to our list right now. So we'll bring the giant back when I'm at 1,500 points. Back when I have some more support. Yeah, but we definitely need to remove him. We're going to bring in 3 trolls instead. And then, also 2, hold on. And then what we need to do now is we need to add a rock lobber, okay? We're going to add a rock lobber, and we're going to have an orc bully for 10 points. Okay, and now let's add the trolls really quick. We're going to go with stone trolls. Okay, we're going to bring in 3 of them to start with. Okay, so right now, without changing anything other than the trolls and the rock lobber, we are at 1,018 points. Oh, dang it. That's not the thing to be dropping on the ground. Hold on. Pardon me, my friends. That is not the thing to be dropping. Okay, so let's see really quick. Hold on. So we got 1,250. Subtract 1,018. Okay, my friends, we have 232 points to work with, okay? That's what we have to work with. Okay, so let's get back to our builder. So the first thing we need to do is we need to go back to our shamans, and we're going to make them both level 2, my friends. Both level 2. That's what we're going to do. Right off the bat, we need to, my friends. We need to. Because I really took a beating in the magic phase. I didn't get none of my buffs off. You know, the only spell I did manage to dispel was with the scroll, okay? Alright, so that puts me at 1,078. Okay, not bad, not bad. So I got special pliers. So these, my friends, are jeweler pliers, okay? So these guys are made for bending and cutting thin metal. Like this safety pin. Or straight pins. That way I can use my nice cutters for plastic only. You gotta have the right tools, my friends. Oops. Man, I'm all thumbs already. Hold on. I am so sorry, my friends. That's just a bad thing to be dropping. Okay, hold on. There it is. Pretty dangerous. I'm just going to leave the flashlight on until I bend it. But this is pretty nice. I usually use like map pins, you know, straight pins, safety pins. They make great things to pin with. Now this is great because I hold it flat like this. I take my other pliers and I bend the pointy part straight up. And it's nice. It gives me a nice base. There it is. And then I'll cut this part off right here, and then I'll have another part to pin with. You know. Okay. Now the nice thing is I found my little drill. So basically what I'm doing is I'm just on the bottom of this base, there's a little tiny circle in the middle, and I'm just basically drilling my hole in the middle of that. I got to be careful with the spine cast because it's pretty brittle material, my friends. Luckily, all I have to do is just cut the bottom tab off. I'm just kind of going easy on it. Kind of want to break my drill bit, you know. I can buy more of them, but why? You know, why if I don't, you know. Okay, we're almost there. So you got to be careful, because you see I'm holding that. If I stab through too much, I can poke my hand, you know. But it's all about going easy anyways. Now, I can always, you know, save time and use my X-Acto knife, but then the hole would be kind of big, and it wouldn't be tight, and the pin would wobble, okay? So it's better to take the extra time. And do it right. There it goes. I can feel it now. It's almost there. Yeah, because you want a nice tight hole. There it is. Because if I make the hole too sloppy, then the post is going to wobble, you know. Now this is nice because that's a nice fit. There's a little wiggle. Of course, there's going to be some. But nowhere near where it could be. Okay, hold on. Now I need to get the actual wire cutters, which is going to be these guys right here. These are my little snips. We're going to cut it like right there, so it's on the rim of the base to give it some support. Might be time for some new cutters. I'll cut a little closer to the back, or have a little more leverage. Oh, these guys are dull. Hold on. It might be time to retire that set. This should do the job though. This pair's actually newer. Yep. Oh no, that's not good. Because that's the part I needed. Oh, dude, what if I go ahead and move? And, of course, I don't know where the heck it went to. You know what? That's okay. You know why? Because I'll just get another one. I got extras. Right there. I got to hold the other part. Okay, hold on. Ah, Ernie. What a move, my friend. What a move. Okay, right here. I got to hold the piece I'm putting on the bottom. There it goes. And then what we do is we'll just take a piece of handy tack and we'll use that to hold that in there for now until I can get some glue under there. That's what we got to do, my friends. What I should do is, hold on. I'll start it. There you go. Yeah, that'll be a little faster. There we go, my friends. That's quick now. But yeah. So my problem is it just has the range on me, okay? He just has the range. Now he has a trebuchet, But it really wasn't that devastating because it's a small template, and so it's okay. But it was the bows and arrows, my friend, that was really causing me the problems. And I couldn't get there fast enough to deal with it, you know. Now I could bring in Spider Riders, which I have, but I prefer to keep this pure Night Goblin if possible. You know, this is my Night Goblin army, so I just need more Squig Hoppers. So instead of bringing units of 5, I gotta bring more. So that's what we're gonna be doing. That's what we'll be doing, friends. We're gonna be bringing more. Don't want to make that mistake and lose them again. Yeah, this is going to go pretty fast. Now we're cooking with gas. But yeah. Now the good thing about this is I'm going to primer these guys white and then paint the robes black. Now unfortunately, yeah, I bought some paint at the game store. But of course, you know what I forget to buy? The paint I needed the most, black, you know. But the colors I got, I'm going to use for my VC and the Night Goblins. Okay, so the yellow, reds, I got that for these guys here. And then I got me a flesh and a flesh wash for the ghouls. It's kind of like a bone white flesh. What's it called here? Yeah, Flave One Flesh. So it's kind of like a bone looking white, kind of a... So that'll work great with the ghouls. And then I have Gilliman flesh, which is like a pinkish flesh wash. So that'll be perfect for the ghouls. And that can just dry brush on them. Make them pop. Doesn't take a lot to get those guys going. And then for the Squig Hoppers, what I'm going to do is I'm going to prime them white. And then I'm going to paint the robes black. I want to paint them white because I want the actual squids to pop and be bright. Okay? I'm going to do yellow and red. Maybe mix some paints and maybe have an orange or two. But I'm going to have some different colors. I want to use a white primer so I get a really nice, vibrant colors. Okay, we're almost there, friends. The fine cast is easier to drill into. But yeah, so I figured the way it's been going, me and my friend were talking about it, every time we upgrade, we basically add one unit and kind of like upgrade our characters each time, you know, or upgrade a unit and add a few here and there. But pretty much both of my friend and myself, our list, have been kind of growing around the same rate. Each time we play, we add like one more unit, you know, and then bump up some units. So that's going to be the case in this one, with the exception of trading out the trolls for the giant. So what I'll probably do is I'll probably add maybe another troll. Now these guys I'm going to keep close to my unit, where my journal is, my hand-to-hand unit, and we'll see how it goes. But yeah, but like I said, even though I lost, I didn't lose as bad. And I still, you know, my friend still lost a good portion of her characters, okay? Her damsel still died, you know, that unit she puts in with the character with the knights kind of died, so, you know. But the big thing about it is that her spellcaster didn't make it. So, even though I'm losing, I'm still taking some with me. The only problem, man, okay, so I can handle the knights, okay? By the time the fanatics go through them, they're softened up. The only problem is the fanatics are awesome, yeah, but man, the damage they inflict doesn't count at all toward my combat resolution. It just makes my foe easier to fight because they're buttered up, they're softened up, you know, the fanatics take the wind out of their sails. I'll be adding more of those. But I gotta find a way that's not fanatics. So I just need to buff up my shooting, okay? Now, I do have two other more shooting options, okay? I can bring in another Doom Diver. So I can bring in a Doom Diver. I believe I can only bring in one, okay? I can bring in one Doom Diver. And then I can bring in I can bring in two Goblin bolt throwers, okay? Which is basically a giant spear, like a giant bow. Now those, I'm allowed to bring 2 per 1,000 points. But they only cause damage like in a front line, okay? I need like a template. I need a template weapon to handle those bowmen is what I need. That's what I need. Alright friends, hold on. Okay, here we go. So I'm going to pump up my the Goblin Squig Hoppers are pretty cheap. What I really need, my friends, I need I need cave squigs. I need the herders and cave squigs. I got to work on getting those. I have some, but not enough. But again, that's not going to solve my problem, my dilemma of the shooting. So I'm going to have to basically increase the size of my Squig Hoppers. Hope they can get there with enough numbers to cause some damage. And then the trebuchet, I mean the rock lobber. The stone thrower. So now the good thing about this is this guy's only 75 points. So that's a pretty good deal. I won't use them on the knights at all. Pretty much I'm gonna save them for the bows, because those are the major thorn in my side, my friends. Like I said, this last game, they were a pain from turn 1. Okay, from the first shooting phase of those guys, they were close up to shoot me, and then basically by the time I got my Squig Hoppers there, it was only one. It was only one in the unit. And the other unit, basically, they had to take a test. I think those guys fled. I took pictures. I should have took notes, but I took pictures. But the point is they didn't make in the numbers I needed. So I'm thinking I'm gonna have to probably like double their unit size. Now I still got the Squig Hoppers from the Vanguard set to assemble. That's another 10 right there, okay? So I can add, that's like basically another 120 something points for another 10, which I'll probably end up doing that. So you figured the trolls, the rock lobber will beef up the squid herders. We'll add a couple of guys here. We already made our shamans level 2, and we'll gear up the rest of our characters. My general was at full gear, but the shamans and the other Night Goblin character, the big boss, they were not at full gear. Basically, they all had like 25 points, 35 points each still. They still had points. We'll figure it out. But my major problem, my friend, it's the shooting. Now, ironically, this was my problem back in 8th edition, was the shooting, But back then, I would take units of 100, so that way by the time I got there, so I would start off with the 100, I would get there with 50, maybe 40, you know. But at least a good size I can have combat with and actually do something, you know. There's not much I can do to boost up my leadership, you know. So what I'm thinking is I'll spend the rest of my points on just upgrades. Maybe I'll try to take a magic banner. You know, oh shoot, oh god, I almost thought I broke it for a second. I gotta pay attention, hold on. I should not, never look away from your project when you're drilling. I could have easily poked my hand. I don't know why I was doing that. I was being irresponsible. Looking up and looking back down is okay, you know, for a quick second. As soon as I started talking to you and drilling, it slipped. That could have been bad. That could have been a bad, I could have stabbed my palm, stabbed my leg. There we go. Don't need to do no harm. Yeah, so I'll probably be playing again next week. Because pretty much, oh god, what am I doing? I am like, just like, I'm Mr. Danger today. Let me sit this down. I'm already, you know, scratch my face and I'm going to stab myself in the eye. Yeah. We're going every other week. So, this giant's not going to be ready. This guy's going to take some major re-gluing. He might be a display giant. I still have the plastic giant they released back in 7th edition, I believe it was. So I got that guy as well. But my intention was always to run the small giant with my Night Goblins, even back in 8th edition. You know, that was my intention from the start with this little guy. So, it's destiny. It's destiny this big dude fell off the table. It is. Okay, we're almost done with our bases. We'll start drilling. How are we doing on time, my friends? Oh, God. Yeah, 4:22. We're doing good. I got to stop about 5 o'clock, maybe a quarter after. You know, 5 o'clock. That's okay. Now, once I figure out how to make a slideshow, my friends, I'll put the game pictures up. You know, I apologize about my lack of being tech savvy. It's just, you know, I'm an older guy and yeah, I struggle with some stuff, you know. But I'm not gonna see. Now the thing about it is, my friends, is you can count on my battle reports. They might be a little fuzzy and hazy, but they can be pretty accurate. I lost. I don't win a lot of games. I never have. I've never been a big winner. I'm a great loser. That's what I am. I'm a great loser. You know, but, you know, the thing about it is, you know, sure I want to win. We all do. But it's not my main goal, you know. So each time I'll tweak my list, you know. So like I said, after my game, like, you know, I asked my friend, because, you know, she drove, we carpooled, she drove. So I said, hey, you know, what did I do wrong? So basically, her biggest critique was, you know, having my giant separated from my main fighting unit. I should have ran them in combo. Now, my reasoning for having the giant separate is the giant had leadership 10, okay? I thought the giant was going to last a little longer, to be honest. I really did, okay? So basically, you know, he got shot a couple of times. I think okay, yeah. So the first round, he got hit with the bowman, okay? The closest ones. So I think he lost a wound right there, okay? And then he got hit by the knights and died in that combat. But the reason why I was running by himself, because I figured, no, he had the high leadership. He had leadership 10. He was immune to psychology. I just figured he was going to last a lot longer. So my biggest mistake, my friends, is you know, this is only that was my 4th game of the Old World, and I'm still basing a lot of my experience on my old games, and, you know, and things are not the same anymore. So I gotta remember that, you know. Now, like in the past, you know, getting charged by that unit of Grail Knights, just Knights in the Realm, that would have just destroyed the unit. And now I can take a charge. So it's really more balanced. So and the funny thing is my friend Jesse, we were both having like 8th edition bleed, where we were both referencing old rules, and not like we were trying to cheat. A lot of it wasn't even in our own favor, you know. So yeah, I'm the kind of player that will point stuff out if you forget something. I expect the same courtesy, you know. But yeah. So you know, it's a learning curve. But man, it's been fun. So it's just gonna be minor changes. So basically, I'm gonna double the size of my Squid Hoppers. So we're gonna make them. We'll bring in 20 in the army. In fact, let's do that right now. Hold on. Start up my flashlight so I don't burn out my battery. Let's get the list builder up. Okay, so now what we're going to do now is we're going to go back over here and let's go into our Squid Hopper units, and we're going to make those 2 units of 5 into 2 units of 10 now. So that way, when I finally get to his bowman, I'll have at least 5. That way I'll count on losing half. Now the thing about the Squid Hoppers are nice because they're quick. I've been averaging like 11. I've been averaging 11, 10, 12 for my movement rolls for these guys. So they're fast. So now my problem is just, by the time I get there, there's not enough for combat. Oh god, this is going to eat my points. I might have to shave a couple off. Hold on. Oh no, look. I still have 52 points. That's not bad. Okay. I still got 52 points. So I can still give items to my wizards. I can still give, my general's already maxed out, okay? My general's maxed out. Now the funny part about it is my general's maxed out and he's 125 points. It's awesome. So basically I have 52 points. So what I'll do is I'll just focus on giving my characters another item or 2 and maybe beefing up my units by 1 or 2 guys, So pretty much minor changes in my list. Minor changes. Now what I can always do is, let's do this, watch, let's do this. Let's take the Squid Hoppers, and instead of making them a unit of 10, let's make them, like units of 8. Let's do that, okay? Units of 8 with the boss. That's what we'll do. And that way, it gives me just a little more points to work with. It still gives me a cushion to lose. Okay, that's better. So now I have exactly 100 points to work with. That's pretty good, okay? 100 points I can do a lot with, okay? I can do a lot, okay? I can add another troll, bring in 4 trolls, and still be able to give my characters gear, and still give my bowman and spearman a body or 2. That might be the way to go. Cause see, my one shaman already has a Dispel Scroll, and then my other shaman has the Arcane Familiar, which allows that shaman to know an extra spell, okay? So what's going to happen now is since I can know 1 more spell than normal. I can't cast it, but I can know it. So basically I'll be able to cast 2 spells, but no 3. That'll be nice. So maybe what I'll do is maybe I'll have 1 shaman actually take illusion. So I'll have different spells. One, two, three, four, five, 6, 7. Yeah. And then I'll bring the giant in at 1,500 points. That way I can have my main spear and then trolls on one side and the giants on the other. Ooh, and just come in with a combat line, you know. But right now my major problem is just dealing with the bowmen. Not having the speed to get there, you know. Now, in the game, okay, so in the game, my spearmen actually got into combat with the bowmen, but got charged in the flank by 3 Grail Knights. Because he basically camped out those Grail Knights the whole game. It's crazy how that unit can have 3 Knights as a minimum. So 3 Knights is the minimum size for that unit. And I gotta tell you, my friends, having such a small unit size, my friend was able to hide that unit in a small area where it was like out of spell range, out of shooting range. It was just out of range until she was good and ready to use it when she wanted to. So, but it's a big point sink. They're very expensive unit models. But man, they're basically like characters. They're just basically characters. So yeah. But it was nice. So like I said, I don't expect to win. When I do, it's a fun, joyous occasion. But I do expect to have fun. That's one thing I do expect in my games is to have fun, and I pretty much accomplish that all the time because, you know, when you take off the pressure of not having to win, you know, it takes a lot of stress off. Now, I'm not saying roll over and just let your opponent kick the crap out of you. No, that's not what I'm saying exactly. You go and you try to win. That's what this game's about. But it's not your focus, okay? It's not the means. You know, it's not everything you're on the table for. You got to remember, this hobby is like a diamond, my friends. There's different facets to this diamond. Now, right now, this is one of them, okay? The hobby part of it, okay? We got the hobby part of it, okay? And then, you know, and then we got the social media part of it, you know. That wasn't a part of it when I first started, you know. There was message boards. You know, when I first started going on the internet, it was message boards, you know, bulletin boards. You know, I've seen a lot change. But that's a different story. Okay, but yeah. So, yeah. And then you got the actual games, you got the shopping. So, you know, the Warhammer hobby is multifaceted like a diamond. You know, which is ironic that I use that as a metaphor because this game costs diamonds, you know. It's not a cheap game. It is not a cheap game, but it can be affordable if you're smart about it, okay? So, but yeah. So that's why I have a good time, because, you know, so when I do win, I'm happy. And so, like, for example, like, you know, look how I keep mentioning I didn't lose as bad. All my units made it to the 6th round. So what I do is I find that positive and I grasp on it, okay? Because before, in my first 2 games, you know, my things got decimated right away, you know. And because the units are so small, you know, they didn't last the panic test, you know. So now I'm doing better. I did better this round. I just need fast. I need fast. Now the problem is my fastest troop is random movement, my friend. And that's kind of, but you know what? The Night Goblins is a gimmick army, you know. If I wanted to be brutal, precision, you know, like ultra high combat, I want to win because I want to gain my list. I'm playing the wrong army for that, you know. There's other armies that are more, that gives you more options. You know, I mean, if I played like a Night Goblin army, you know, all Orcs and Goblin, yeah, I can get that. And I still got, you know, Impetuous to deal with. I play my army for the looks of it. Because I love these sneaky little guys with the big noses and the robes and and the funny poses. I mean, the possibilities for modeling this game to be cool, you know. So I love it. I love it. I love it. You know. So it's all good. You know. So I don't really care if I win. I mean, I want to win. Don't get me wrong. You know. But if I don't, it's okay. As long as I have fun. Now, so far it's been all right because I've been playing my best friend, who I've known since 1977. You know. And so basically, now there used to be a term back in 8th edition called fluff bunnies, okay? So you had your power gamers and you had your fluff bunnies, okay? Now your fluff bunnies was basically you were into your story of your army, the lore of your army, you know, your pay job was your city and, you know, that kind of stuff. That was a fluff bunny. You were into the world, the story, you know, and your armies was part of that adventure. So, you know, so it really wasn't about the winning. It was about like being part of the world, okay? You know, part of the story. And all your characters had names and you kept track of your battles, you know. You were adding to the lore, you know. That's what the fluff bunnies were, you know. And then, you know, power gamer, self-explanatory, and you played to win no matter what, you know. Bam, I was going to win, you know. So, and you know, but thing is, there's no wrong way to play. There's no wrong style, you know. Now sometimes, you know, you can have games that conflict. Okay, now, if you have a power gamer with a chill attitude, which is a rarity, but it does exist, you know. But you know, but usually your play style reflects your personality, you know. So, but it's okay, you know. But the point of this little meandering conversation was I played my best friend. I haven't had to play any other games against people yet. So I know my games are going to be chill, you know. When I start playing other players, it'll be a little bit different. But I'm not going to start playing other players in the game store until I got things down pat. I want to get at least a dozen games under my belt before I start playing other people other than my best friend, you know. Now, I remember when I first started playing Warhammer in 6th edition, and ironically, he's my best friend. My best friend told me I would have to lose 100 games before I would win. Because it would take 100 games to learn all the lessons I would need to learn to be able to win. Okay, this guy cut a little too long. But yeah, so I kind of figured this is not going to be any different, friends. This will be 100 games, probably less, but like I said, I'll wait until I get at least 12 games under my belt. One thing my best friend and myself did decide is that we definitely need a cheat sheet. We need a cheat sheet because we kept forgetting to do stuff. Now, of course, we're playing by gentleman rules, you know. Basically, I'm not trying to infer any gender. What I'm saying by gentleman rules is by polite and sportsmanship. So, if my friend forgot something and it wasn't that far into the game, or it wasn't going to impact anything, it was still her turn, not my turn yet, yeah, I let her do it, you know. And she shows me the same courtesy because we're both learning the new system still, you know. I had players I would not let you do that. You forgot it, and that was a strike against you. It's like, oh man, it's too bad. You should have paid attention. Now that's a power gamer move, you know. Actually, that's a dick move, to be honest, you know. You know, pardon the language. Forgot about that, but you know what? Yeah, it's okay. All guys watch my videos anyways. It's okay. I love it. I don't mind. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We need one more, my friends. One more safety pin. And we're going to be short one, because remember one bounced when I was trying to cut it, and that's over here somewhere. I got to make sure I find it before I let the cats and the dog in the room, because they'll find it. No, the cat will find it for sure. My dog will find it because he'll probably step on it. I don't need him to find it that way. I want to thank you for hanging out and joining me. You know, I really wish we had a way to talk back and forth with each other, but you know, I basically just live stream my video games because I'm playing my game, you know, but like I said, you know, I read all the comments, okay? I leave a little heart. I read them all. And if you leave a negative comment, I'm not going to delete it. Don't be a troll, though, okay? But if you have a negative criticism, I'm a big boy. I can take it, you know. It's all good, you know. If anything, I'll heart your comments here at the top, you know. But, you know, you know, I'm not going to tell nobody to pick on you and downvote you and stuff. I don't do that to people, you know. You know, I can, because like I said, like I mentioned, if I make any mistakes, my friend, it's because I'm referencing old rules, okay? You know, you know, I'm not reading these rules like I should be. You know, have you? Have you read all? No, actually, I shouldn't say have you read all the rules because you guys can probably say yes, I have. Yes, I have, Ernie. Have I read all the rules? I got. I'm trying to juggle too many balls in the air. I read enough of the rules to get by on the seat of my pants. I'll be honest with you guys, my friend. I'm not gonna lie to you. You know why? Because it's hard to remember all your lies. You know, that's why lying's bad. You got to have a good memory if you're going to be a liar, my friends. And I'm an old man. My memory's waning. You know, I'll remember all these stories about my games, but God, you know, pretty soon I won't know my name. You know, I can tell you my army composition list from, you know, from 7th edition, but my name, that's going to be a problem. No, it won't be that way yet. I'll be pretty sharp because I try to keep sharp, you know. Well, folks, how we doing on time? Hey, it's like 4:41, huh? Wow. Okay, we got about 15 minutes. I think I set the alarm for 5 p.m. I got my video game stream, so today I'm doing the Disney Dreamlight Valley. It's funny, my friends, I do cozy games. It's really crazy. Yeah, mostly Animal Crossing, so I start off with. I love that game. And then I started playing all the games in the same, you know, basically because I started streaming Animal Crossing like 2 years ago. And so I started picking up, you know, other games. And because at the time, you know, I played cozy games, I picked other cozy games. Now the Disney game I like because it's basically not much different than Animal Crossing, except with Disney characters. You know, it's a live sim where you live in the same neighborhood with them and you interact with them. You do chores for them, you know, and they give you things. I love it. I I try to get my Five Nights at Freddy in, and I can make videos. So basically, you know, my live stream stuff is for my lady audience, my cozy audience, you know, and then my videos are for you, my friends. You know, I'll make some cozy game videos, but generally we hang out in the video form, my friends. This is, you know, the men we get to hang out in the man cave. Now, no, any, you know, the thing is now I'm very inclusive, okay? So, you know, when I say guys, I don't mean just all men only. You know, I'm gonna just call you all guys, and I'm hoping it's everybody here. You know, I'm hoping, you know, ladies, you know, people who identify as different gender, you know, whatever, my friend. I just love you as a human being. You know. As long as you play a good game of Warhammer and you're not a jerk. That's all that matters, man, you know. But yeah, oh, look at I'm taking my lid off here. Hold on. Hold on, hold on. Putting pressure on the wrong thing. There it is. But yeah. So when I use those kind of terms, you gotta remember, my friends, I'm an old guy. I'm a child of the 60s. You know, I was born in the 60s and I grew up in the 70s, okay? So I'm gonna use a lot of terminology that, you know, people don't dig nowadays. But I don't mean it like in a bad way because I'm a very, very, I don't know, regular person, you know. I'm not going to say I'm special because I recognize people. You should do that just naturally, my friend, you know. We're all human beings, you know. I don't want to get too far off the course on this kind of conversation, okay? I just want to clarify my statements. That way I don't offend anybody and nobody goes home with hurt feelings, okay? Because that's just how it is. Because I'm a typical guy and I say things without realizing it. Hey, that's just married life, my friends. Welcome to married life. That happens to you all the time. Now, I say stuff that my wife takes the wrong way. You know, I don't mean it, but just how it works out, you know. Thanks for watching. But yeah. So I'm hoping to do better in my next game. So what I'm going to do is, I got to, okay, so I don't really need to focus on the knights, okay? The stuff I need to bring in, I can handle the knights, sure, I can handle them, between the fanatics and the combat, I'm keeping them at bay. I'm not like diminishing them, other than the fanatics blow them apart, but I'm keeping them at bay and I'm holding my ground, okay? It's the shooting where I'm getting my butt kicked, my friend, because my army is not fast enough to deal with it. You know, even with the giant with 6 wounds, was out like that, my friends. He didn't last more than 2 rounds, okay? Basically, 1 round of shooting, bam, 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 bam. The knights hit him, and he was gone. So, that's why I'll bring him in. Now, the good thing about it is he was a target, and he took the attention off my general's unit for a little bit, enough where I can rush ahead, But, I could have done that with the Squig Hoppers for 66 points, 200 points was a lot of points. But live and learn. It's not the Giants' fault. It's my fault because I was a bad general and I misplayed it. Now, if I would have had that Giant on the side of me protecting my flank the whole time, you would have had different results. Now, I still would have got shot to bits. See, that didn't change at all. That's the problem. I should put these guys face down like this until I get a model on them, because that's some pretty hardcore needles popping out of there. We do not need to have a video accident. But yeah, but each game's a learning experience. Now, what I did learn is fanatics are like is going to be it for me, my friends. If I want it, so basically, I'll probably end up adding a few more fanatics. Now, another mistake I made was trying to place my Night Goblins on a hill kind of thing for like to be able to shoot better, and I totally forgot that I put fanatics in them, right? And so I had to get them off that terrain because I would have just totally messed with the fanatic from the very start. So I wasted a whole turn trying to move those guys. Now the cool part about it is I won the roll and I chose sides because my friend Jessie placed that terrain in a nice location with putting her trebuchet there in mine. So it was kind of nice in a way that I got to, and that helped. Now the fine cast, this stuff is pretty brittle and it drills pretty good. So like I said, I'm going to primer these guys white. I got to go, so I'll probably end up hitting the game store tomorrow. I got to run around and drive and do some errands. So what I try to do, I try to balance so I work 4 days a week. I work on the channel almost every day. So I try to balance my life, my friends. So basically, I create my channel content on basically Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Saturdays, okay? And then that's when I create the content. So pretty much when you see this video, I just barely recorded it. I don't record stuff and hold on to it. I pretty much do it and put it out there right away, Well, it's still fresh and hot, So, but like I said, I don't really talk about any game topics. So it's just about my game. I don't, I'm not going to say any opinions on what's going on in the Warhammer world currently, because I'm just coming back in, and it'd be really on in the game environment. I did make one statement, and I'm not going to make any more about it. Basically, I made a statement like, see who's pay attention who's complaining about the thing. But yeah. So. And I'm not going to be giving you a gaming advice. The only advice I'm going to be able to give you, my friends, is how to be a good loser. That's the only advice I can actually really give you, my friends. I'm not, to be honest, that's it. I'm not like a master tactician. Never been a great player. I know how to have fun, and we'll see how it is now. But I used to do some pretty good paint jobs because I'm a artist in real life, that's why I had the name Artist Stern. I used to be an airbrush artist. I used to do car club windows and that kind of stuff, you know. And so, you know, and I worked in art stores and in frame shops. So, but like I said, I wear bifocals, and once I take these glasses off, my friends, I cannot see good at all, you know. So, you know, and then in my hand, you know, it's just, I'm an older guy, so it's going to be a little more challenging. So, hopefully, I won't get too frustrated because I won't be able to do stuff like I used to. I'm not too worried about it because, you know, this is supposed to be for fun. Now, my biggest concern is since I'm going to be going to the game store tomorrow to buy paint, you know, that I might end up buying extra crap. It's really hard. When I went there last time, they restocked a lot of models. You know, they got a lot of the orc stuff in. You know, and so what I really need is the rule book, my friends. That's what I really need is the rule book. Not more models. More models is fun, yeah. Now, the model I want, my friends, is the Bone Grinder Giant. Oh, dude, I want that so bad, so bad. Now, that's the model I wanted when it first came out. Now, most of the models I'm missing are basically ones that used to be Forge World exclusives. Because back in the day, when I used to play in 8th edition, no, but back then it was hard to get Forge World stuff, you know. And you couldn't get it you couldn't, you know, get it like you can now so easy. You had to send to the UK for it, and so shipping was really expensive, and so pretty much you paid sometimes more in shipping than you did for the actual model, okay? And so there was a couple of times where I tried to get my friends, try to talk them into it. Like I said, hey, come on, let's pitch in, you know, we'll pitch in on the shipping. I never can get nobody to bite. Which is a shame, man, because Forge World had some damn amazing models, you know. But now, they're releasing some of that stuff as Old World models now. Because, you know, Old World's a specialist game, so thank goodness. So this is my second chance. Again, back to the second chances. This is my second chance to get some of those models, you know. The Bone Grinder Giant, you know, some of the special characters, like that Night Goblin command unit. I need that. I need that desperately. I don't have that. You know, and the same thing. Most of the stuff I'm missing, my friends, is just basically like a couple of character models. Like I don't have the Mangler squids, okay? I'm missing those. And then I'm missing a couple of like character models when it comes to Orcs and Goblins. The VC, I'm missing like the Coven Throne, the Mortis Engine, the same model pretty much. Maybe one or two character models, but the VC I pretty much have most of it. Other than the stuff they redid for Age of Sigmar. I don't have a couple of those things. But yeah, you gotta figure I started playing it, you know, in like what, like 2000, 2003, you know. I think it was. Maybe a little longer than that? Hold on. No, it had to be 19 in the 1999s. Yeah. Because it was before Y2K. Because see, my friends, when I first started playing GW games, it was this Warhammer Quest, okay? This was my first experience with GW games. Warhammer Quest, Hero Quest, Mighty Heroes. You know, that was my first exposure to GW. It wasn't until I discovered the store in Portland, that actually a real game store. Because before I was just, you know, that I started discovering, you know, Warhammer. My friend Jesse told me about Warhammer, you know. But initially, I started playing, you know, GW games in the 1990s. I didn't start playing Warhammer until like the 2000s. But I was all in, my friend. I was all in. I just love putting together models. I grew up in a time where it was all car models. Now, you can't see it, but in the closet in front of me, I got a bunch of like monster models. I got a bunch of reproductions of all the Aurora models from the 1960s. A lot of, because things, I had an uncle, I know, who's no longer with us, God rest his soul, and, Uncle Perpy's still alive. Yeah. So I had an uncle who got me into models, okay, and he would buy me First he tried to buy me a car model. It didn't really work. And then he found out I like monsters. And he started buying me the Aurora monster models, okay? And they were like $1 at the time, you know. We're talking like 1970. So he started buying them for me. And what it is I would glue them together and he would paint them for me. Then he was teaching me how to paint, you know. Only like once or twice, you know, not like a lot. And it isn't like we were there like every week, you know, uncle and nephew. We're talking like 1 or 2 times, you know, bam, bam, bam. So basically, my uncle bought me like 1 or 2 models, and then basically told me where he got them from, and I started buying my own because I had chores. I did lawns. As a little kid, I mowed lawns. I used to buy my own toys. I had tons of GI Joes, my friends. Oh God. See, the thing is, I'm at the age where everything I play with is worth money. So long story short is I put together a lot of models. Okay, that was my thing back then. And so I have a lot of like, you know, Wolfman, Dracula, that kind of stuff, you know. I got a bunch of models, you know. Now what I also have is I have a bunch of car models, okay. I got like a bunch of lowrider trucks and lowrider models, which I was going to make into 40K, okay. So basically I live in New Mexico, okay. I'm a Hispanic guy, okay, Hispanic culture. And so what my plan was I was going to make basically 40K, you know, like with low riders, and you know that because I got a couple models that bounce with you know, but I got a bunch of low rider models, like about 3 or 4 of them, and then I got some low rider trucks, and I was going to make those into my vehicles for my 40K guys. I'll probably still do it. Now the reason why I want to do low riders is because New Mexico is the home of the low riders, you know. Basically customizing that car kind of started here in New Mexico, but was made famous, you know, here and in California, you know. So yeah, you know. That was a project I was working on before everything blew up, you know. So Santa Fe, New Mexico, my friends, is a pretty small town. We're a tourist town, okay? We're a tourist town that has more older people destinations, okay? We have historic buildings, we got museums, and we got like a lot of restaurants, okay? There's not a lot of, and we have skiing, hiking, fishing, okay? We don't have a lot of stuff for young people to do, and there's not a lot of stuff for people to do if you live here all year round. That's the thing about being a tourist town. Now, I've seen game stores come and go here, but they don't last because since we're a tourist town, rent's pretty high. Now, we're a tourist town that has tourism all year round. So, now I work at Walmart on the main street in town, so we're always really busy. So far, these guys are pretty consistent height-wise. Once I get them all drilled, depending on the pose of the model, I'll make some models higher and lower. I don't want them all uniform. I want them higher and lower because it'd be more interesting visually on the table. But see, right now, I've been pretty consistent and they're pretty the height. My major thing is just to get them where they're like this, where they're on, you know, well, I'm not going to stab myself. Now, generally, one thing you notice in my videos, I don't finish things. It takes a while. But that's not what these videos are about. It's not about the speed building or the speed painting. I'm not that good on that, okay? If I was good at making these guys, you know, I'd be building them fast. What I'm good at is chatting and hanging out with you, you know. I always tease my friends, you know. So basically, if I was a D&D character, I would have a 21 charisma. Okay, that's my power. Okay. But I'm just happy to spend this time with you guys. That's what I'm happy. Oh God, speaking of time, we're almost there, my friends. It is almost that time. We'll hit the snooze button once, but I really gotta go because I gotta do some prep work for this upcoming stream. Oh, there it goes. There's my alarm. We'll hit it twice, my friends. We'll squeeze an extra 10 minutes in, okay? But thing is, you know, what the problem is when I do these videos, I gotta take out the webcam. I gotta put my video card. You know, gotta use a capture card. So the majority of my streaming is done on a Switch, and then I do a couple of games on the PC. Now, like I mentioned before, I'm not that tech savvy. Okay, now I built my computer. I'm savvy in that way. Well, I've been building my computer since Windows 3.1. You know, but when it comes to software, I struggle, my friends. I'm not gonna lie. That's why my videos look like they're from the 1990s, because I'm not tech savvy. I got a webcam on a tripod facing me, and I got, you know, and I'm using OBS, you know. But it's okay, because my heart, my soul, you know, comes out, you know. And so you get my message, you know, you get my vibe. Down the road, the quality will get better, you know. It's going to take time, okay? I can only learn so much at once. You know, I never intended to be a streamer, my friends. I I um I don't have the best of health, okay? Never have, never have. And so that's always going to be, you know. And so I was home for a while, and this is how I got into it. Animal Crossing, you know. And basically the reason why I'm talking to you now, because I made a video of the stuff in my closet and it got like 1,400 views, you know. And that's why you know, that's why we're having Warhammer now. And I love it, thank God, you know. You know, because I planned on playing the Old World anyways, you know. As soon as they made that, as soon as they made the announcement a couple years ago, dude, I've been following the news like a rabbit, you know, like a hound, you know, like a hound after a rabbit. I've been keeping an eye on it, and I've been telling my friend, and you know, I've been trying to get some of my other buddies who used to play into it, you know. Oh, that's gonna be nice. But yeah, but I've been very excited. I never expected to be stream making content for this. Now eventually I'll be showing my games, my friends. I have permission, okay? Now the man who runs the game store is a very nice gentleman, and I have permission to play the games, you know, record my games, but I'm not ready yet, okay? Because I spend too much time looking at the book, and it won't be a great experience to watch, okay? Once I feel comfortable enough playing, where I can talk to the camera and play without having to reference the rules all the time, then we'll start recording the videos, okay? I have permission. I just want to make sure it's going to be quality, you know. I don't want half the video being me looking at a book, you know. That's no fun to watch, you know. And I don't want to edit the games, you know, because so far our games have been pretty short. They go pretty quick. Now, my friend and myself, we're probably going to max out about maybe 1,500, 2,000 points probably. And then, so my friend basically has a Bretonnian army, and that's about it. And she has lizardmen. So she has 2 armies at her disposal. Now, the lizardmen army are totally painted from 8th edition. Now, now my prediction is my friend's going to end up rebasing. She's, you know, I think she's loving this game. You know, I keep telling her just to pull out 1,000 points. My friend can field 10,000 points of a lizardman. So I was just telling her, just pull out 1,000 point force and just rebase that, you know, bam, and leave the other stuff for 8th edition. Because I want to get into some retro games. Now myself, the main reason why I haven't been rebasing my 8th edition armies is because I want to be able to put this stuff together, you know. This is my second chance to put all this stuff together. I've been hoarding for 10 years, you know. This guy here in my hand, I've had him for 10 years. I bought him 10 years ago. Probably 7, I don't know. Whenever the Finecast ones came out, that's when I bought it. So I bought this as soon as it dropped. You know, I could have easily rebased all my stuff by now. But there's no point. We'll keep that for the old retro games when I actually play some. But this is a chance for these guys to... Oh! This is going to be it, my friends. This will be the last snooze, and then I have to go. I got to make sure I eat really quick, and then I got to make sure the capture card's working again, the microphone's working. You know, It's basically not my equipment. It's me and how I hook this stuff up. And so whenever I change, I have problems. So it takes me a little bit to get the hang of it and get it back to normal again. But today I'll be using the Switch to stream with. So I just got to hook up my capture card back up. Just basically just add it back to the software. It's there. I just got to make sure it's working and do a test recording. I mostly have audio issues is my biggest problem. Okay, my friends, so basically my next game, 1,250 points. This is basically going to be it. It's going to be 3 trolls, a rock lobber, spears, 2 unit of bowmen, and then it's going to be 20 Squig Hoppers, and then 2 level 2 shamans, and then 4 characters total with gear. Okay, I got 100 points to work with. But pretty much I'm going to use those 100 points just to upgrade. So I won't be adding anything new. Maybe another troll for 4 trolls. But pretty much I'm just thinking 3 trolls for now. And I'm going to beef up the other units some more. Maybe I'll add a magic banner to that unit. That might help. So I'm hoping the next time we spend time together, we'll actually be painting instead of like getting these guys ready. Because I can do some stuff off camera. We don't have to show every step of the way, my friends. We don't have to show that. But what we have to do is spend time together. That's important, and it has to be at least an hour. And that way when you guys are listening, you can get some stuff done. Now I imagine, my friends, you guys are a lot faster than me, and I imagine in this hour's time, you probably knock out a lot more hobby stuff than I do. That's okay. It doesn't bother me. It's not a contest in how much we get done. It's how much fun we have. And I love this time together. I shouldn't be even drilling this. We gotta wrap this up. That's what I do. Not too bad. All I gotta do is just finish drilling these guys, glue them down. What I want to do is I want to get some kind of green stuff or some kind of resin putty to have something a little stronger than just glue. Now I asked the guy at the game store. They won't be getting green stuff there. I guess the overhead's too high. They don't make enough money on it. So, but the paint's not a problem. So, and then the GW store is basically an hour drive each way. Now the hobby store in the train department sells the milliput, which is basically, my friends in the UK know what that is, So it's just basically like a modeling putty. So I'm gonna be using that. I just need it for the bottom of the bases. Maybe I can order mail order and have the stuff sent to my house. I prefer to have the green stuff because it sculpts really well. Because I'll need it for a couple of other projects I have in mind. I'm going to try to make my own cave squigs out of orc heads. We'll see how it goes. I don't know. I need cave squigs, my friends. I need them bad. I have some, but not enough for a full unit, That's the one unit I never had a lot of. Well, my friends, it's about that time. We should call it a night. I want to thank you for watching and liking. Thank you for subscribing, my friends. I am totally flabbergasted about the reception this Warhammer videos have got. These are the most viewed videos on my channel, my friend. I gotta tell you, usually my Animal Crossing videos, I'll get like 100 views. That's a good video, and you guys are 400, 300, 400 easy, almost 500, So thank you, my friends. It's so awesome. I am so happy that we get the chance to share this wonderful hobby together, and that we get time together, and hopefully, you guys learn something from my old man ramblings, Be a good loser. That's all I can teach you. You know, have fun, you know. So, okay, so my friends, our next video will be our vampire accounts. I ordered some bases for the cavalry. So the next time we're together, we should be building some vampire count models. Because pretty much, I'm going to be working on that hardcore now. Because pretty much, this is going to be my 1,000-point army right here. You know, this is going to be it, you know. With just, so, you know, taking things on and off. But pretty much, this is the composition I'm going to be using. I'm going to have trolls. I'm going to have fanatics, Squig Hoppers. I would love to get some cave squigs in. I'm trying to use all the iconic Night Goblin units, my friend, is what I'm trying to use. You know, that's what I'm trying to use. So, thanks. Thanks, my friends. Hey, we'll see you in maybe a week at the longest. Hopefully, maybe a couple of days. You know, it all depends on how it goes, my friend. How busy I am after work, you know. You guys have an awesome day, friends. We'll talk at you later. Bye.